Welcome to the MIA program, the MAGMA Instructors Apprenticeship Program. Today, Coach John Min, owner and head coach of MAGMA Gymnastics, will be discussing some of the important aspects of becoming a good coach in training. As you can see, this is my own personal top 10 non-technical pet peeves. These are things regardless of whether you're a class coach, an elite coach, a level 1 coach, a 16-year-old coach, a 60-year-old coach. These are 10 things that you should not try to fall into a bad habit. Once in a while is understandable. Maybe you get an important phone call or someone gets sick or, something happens. You got to go to the bathroom. You ate too much chili. But these are the top 10 things you should try to avoid. If you avoid these 10 things, you're already a great coach. And then all you have to learn is how to become a technical coach. You understand? That's why these are such important factors. Let me know when you're done. Give me a thumbs up when you're done so I can change the screen. Okay. No, not that kind of thumbs up, like this. Hold on, where's the button? There's like a button you can hit on the thing, and it gives you a thumbs up on the screen. Oh, there you go. Yay. Kimmy figured it out. Find your thumbs up button. Yeah, Ellie Kim. I'm still waiting for what happened to Tara?
It might just be on phones, because on my computer I couldn't find it before.
No, it's there because it's on my laptop. Yeah, I have it on my laptop. I also have it on my iPad. Right? Can I change the screen, Tara? Right. Shana looks like Shana. You have to write down like verbatim. You can just kind of like abbreviate. Now, is there anything on the list you do not understand? Is there anything on the list that you go, what's that mean, Coach John? Or do you all understand what I'm saying? Yes? Yeah. So it's pretty obvious. These are 10 very common, obvious things. So these are not difficult things to improve as an instructor. And here's the best part. This is not just for coaching. This is for life. This is how you should treat everything, whether it's work, school, personal, church, anything you do in life. Don't be late. Don't be distracted. Don't show a lack of passion and enthusiasm. Be responsible, be clean. So these are very important things. This is the most important thing I find for any beginner coach when they're trying to learn. Now, we had discussed last week a couple of the factors about coaching. Without looking at your pad, don't peek, honor system. I want all of you guys to unmute and try to answer all the things we discussed about good coaching and what coaches should do. Okay? So let's start hearing them. See if you remember.
They have to be responsible and clean up and make sure the equipment is secure.
Secure and safe. Too many times we take for granted that the equipment is safe and secure before the person comes on. And keep in mind, now that we live kind of in the Corona era, we also want to make sure the equipment has been wiped down, cleaned, and properly set up. Like if you're having a class kid, would you have the bars on the widest setting?
No.
Exactly. Okay, next. Very good. Come on, girls. There's a whole list. You remember?
They have to pay attention to the athletes, so they can't have their phones on the floor.
Exactly.
Or be distracted.
Exactly. Pay attention to what you're doing. Most classes are an hour or less. Obviously, teams are longer, but team girls tend to be a little more responsible and know gymnastics much better. So, but definitely for the classes, and especially the younger you go, like a preschool kid, how many times have we seen a preschool or a little kid run across the floor while someone's about to tumble, right? And about to land on them. So you really have to keep an eye on the kids. Okay, next.
Make sure everyone's in your field of vision so you can see what's going on.
Yes, field of vision is an awesome one. And, I don't know if any of you girls play war games, but when you play a war game, there's something called cloud of fog or cloud of vision, where you want to kind of see the bad guys and the enemies. Otherwise, they might attack you from behind. Now, these kids aren't going to attack you from behind, but you don't want kids wandering around. You always want to be able to see them to make sure that they're behaving and that they're safe and they're not fooling around. Next, more. Anyone? Tara, Ellie, you can turn your screens on. All right, look at your pad. Let's read the remaining ones. Go. From last time.
Keep the gymnast in motion.
Yes. We don't want like 17 kids sitting on the floor listening to you talk about how your day went today, right? It's going to be tough. There's always going to be a little demonstration. I mean, I do it too, especially when you have newer kids. It's not like you can say, okay, girls, I want you to do 10 drop kicks, 10 tap swings, 10 leg lifts. You know, when you have a new kid, you could say, do a forward roll, and they might look at you like, what, Tootsie Roll? They might not understand you. So you might have to take a couple of minutes, but don't like demonstrate 17 different skills, and then they get one turn and they're done. In general, 3 to 4 is the magic number, or I say the hand. No more than this. You know, this is good. 3, 4, 5. 3 to 4 to 5 stations or drills or things to work on. Then you break them up and you rotate through. Next. Come on, girls. I know you're.
Athlete.
I'm sorry, what?
Focus on the athlete.
Right. Well, focus on the team athlete. Definitely communication. Very important. Anything else? Just read off the list you wrote from last time.
You learn life lessons from the sport.
Yes. Excellent. Any other notes, girls? Because remember, Ellie wasn't here last week, so she wants to hear some of these notes.
You have to be the first and last person at training and
Right.
competition.
Right. So definitely. Yes.
Set individual and team goals.
Yes. Goal setting is very important, even at the lowest level. And obviously, you're not saying to like a little Kimmy at 7 years old in a gold class, all right, so today we're going to work for the Olympics. But things like getting a good pullover, getting a good handstand, learning how to run properly. It's the little things that lead to the bigger things. Sometimes even Coach John, you know, I've coached a long time, even I go back and go, man, I wish I had really worked more on her cast handstand, or I wish I had really worked more on her layout set for twisting or a round off, you know? So we definitely want to really focus on the foundation and the basics of the skill. They are your building blocks. Is there anything else, or do we hit pretty much the main ones?
You have to have a positive rapport.
Yes. Emotions and positivity. My motto is if you're in a cranky, mean, or not a happy mood, you have to be an actor then. You have to hide it. I don't know if you heard today Coach Mickey say to the little girls, you know, complaining and griping and moaning about the conditioning. That's not going to help, right? It's not going to make the conditioning go away. It's not going to make it easier. And it actually affects you. You know, the famous frog story is there's 2 frogs. They both fall down a hole. The other frogs yell at them, give up, you'll never make it. So the one frog just gives up. The other frog keeps trying until it jumps out, and they go, how did you make it? How did you not give up? And they said, oh, I can't hear. What did you guys say? So, I mean, really saying negative things is not a good thing to do, especially as a coach. You know, it really is. So you have to kind of, I'm not saying lie, but, you know, at least show good emotion, try to be positive. I mean, in general, aren't I mostly happy the times I come? You know? Yeah, most.
Mm-hmm.
And if I am cranky, it's because it's early in the morning and I don't drink coffee. So, you know, that's the only time I'm a little cranky. And bars. Everyone knows I'm a little cranky on bars. I apologize. I do. But trust me, I'm nothing compared to, you know, other coaches I've heard. Bars, it's so meticulous. That 1.5 inch bar, it's so precise. You have to be it. All right. Is that everything? Can we move on? All right, we're good? All right, excellent job. So once again, thank you girls for joining me. Today we're going to go over something called lesson planning and organization, okay? Now, once you've kind of mastered the basic 10 things of pet peeves and mastered the 6 attributes of what a good coach is, as we discussed, it's not that difficult, okay? Because basically you're going to get what we call a lesson plan. Now, what is a lesson plan? It means that within the time that you're allotted, whether it's 45 minutes to an hour to 2 hours, you're going to be assigned a rotation, different events. And on those events, you're going to work certain skills. Now, obviously this seems common, but I'm going to pick on Shayna. Name the 4 event in women's gymnastics. You got to unmute yourself. It's not too hard.
Floor, bars, beam, and vault.
Exactly. So those are your 4 primary events. Ellie, tomorrow, give me 4 other events that are not quite those 4 events, but can be taught in the gymnastics environment. What are 4 other things they could do?
Parallel bars.
Okay, that's a little more specific. I was being more general, but okay.
Oh, trampoline.
Trampoline, that's excellent.
Tumble track.
Humble track, air track, some kind of softer mini tramp, excellent. What else? What are some other things they can work on? You know,
High bar.
you know, getting stronger. What do we call that?
Conditioning.
Conditioning.
Stretching.
Yeah, you can't miss that, girls. That's the big C, and the good C, not the bad C. We don't want the bad C. Excellent. And in some programs, dance, right? They can be working on their battements and their tours jetés and their relevés, and their tendus. So dance is something, especially depends on the level. Too young in age, you got to keep the dance more basic. Older girls, I definitely think some kind of dance should be introduced. Now, when you do the conditioning, the best thing to do is to make it fun. So, Kimmy, what are some ideas of making conditioning fun? And you should have a lot because, I make conditioning fun.
You could make it a competition
Mm-hmm.
or a game.
Right, a fun competition or a game. What else?
You could race like for time.
Mm-hmm. You can time it. Good, good. Anyone else just chime in? What are some other ways to make the conditioning fun for class or lower level kids?
You can make the numbers interesting, like you do like 10 to 1 or something like that.
Good, good. Using numbers. Good. Anyone else? Okay. All right. Pretty good answers. What are some other things? You can use music. You actually can use music. If it's not too noisy in the gym, you can play that little shark, 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 mommy shark. And what do? They condition, right? So that's a fun thing to do. You can also make like obstacle courses. Think about that. You can also make it like challenges for points. You can also make teams. People love teams. You can have 2 teams. You can have 3 teams. You can have 4 teams. You can make it, like you said before, games like, a boat game, back of the boat, front of the boat, all these fun things. So in that level, Coach John, when I teach conditioning at the lower levels, it's pure game. I make all of them games, whether it's my brain or brawn or my countdown game or anything. You got to make it fun because 2 things. 1, they're not very strong. Okay. Most kids who start classes are not going to do 10 press handstands in a row or climb a rope in a pike in 10 seconds. All right. A lot of team kids can't do that, right? No, they're going to be very, very weak. So we don't want to discourage them. If little Susie can't do 1 pull-up, you're not going to go, okay, Susie, I want 10 pull-ups in a row. Okay. All right. So you can't do that, but you can do fun things, instead, like maybe knee push-ups or doing pull-ups with 1 leg on a block or a bungee. Okay. So you want to modify it towards the group and the level. Now that's going to be more specific. And of course, I'll give you more information on how to develop and promote conditioning. That's going to be a whole section together. In addition to that, they have a very short amount of time. So most class kids, if they're in an hour, you're probably going to get like 15 to 20 minutes on an event and maybe really only 5 to 10 minutes of conditioning. So the conditioning is very short. So in such a short time span, you're not going to really develop that quickly or that strongly. So you have to keep that in mind. So you want to try to keep the time compressed and fun and active and moving. And the other great thing about it is if you do a fun activity, when they're done, they're sweating, they're tired, but they're happy. They are. And you want them to be happy because then they'll want to do what? They'll want to come back to practice. Exactly. If they're sore and exhausted and like, I couldn't even climb the rope 1 foot. Why do I bother? They're not going to be excited to come back. All right. And remember, at the younger developmental age, it's more about positive encouragement. And it's about not so much accomplishing goals, but making progress in goals. Okay. So their goal shouldn't be 10 pull-ups. Their goal should be to do a pull-up. Their goal should be to do a pull-up well. Their goal is to do a pull-up better. Okay. Whether they do 1 or 10, as long as they're improving, that's important. So that's what we got to remember. Now, opening stretch. Opening stretch should be active. You each are going to lead a 5-minute quick warm-up stretch. So take notes on this. When you have 5 minutes or less, it's much quicker and much shorter than when you're doing a team warm-up, which can be up to 15 to 30 minutes long. So in that short amount of time, between 5 and 10 minutes, you're going to have issues where kids are going to come in late. That's why it's so important to be on time. You're going to have issues where kids come in and then go, hey, excuse me, can I use the bathroom? You know, where is the bathroom? How do I use the bathroom? So you're going to get like that, and it's going to distract you, okay? You're going to get kids who want to be in the front of the line. You're going to get kids who want to be too close. So you have to really manage it. So when you manage it, a couple of ideas you might want to think about is assigning seating position. You know, some schools do that. Or putting color dots, you know, on the floor and making them stand there. Or, you know, doing it by height. Height's always easy because people don't change their heights that drastically over time. So when you do a quick warm-up, the best way to warm up literally is don't let them sit down. All right. Once you sit, the warm-up slows down. Okay. So you can do a warm-up standing up. You know, start with a little cardio, whether you're jogging, running, jumping jacks, burpees, candlesticks, hops, the shuffles, right? And then you go to the stretches and you go from top to bottom, head, shoulder, hip, right? So, you know, arm circles, windmills, pike throws through the shoulders, I mean, in the hips. Then you stretch the pike, you stretch the straddle, you go side to side. Then you stretch the knees and the legs, okay? The last thing you want to do is splits and bridges, okay? Because that requires the most effort. Also, it goes to the ground. So after that, they want to kind of move on. Now, some of the things you might want to combine is you can combine things like doing the wrist this way, you know? When you're jumping, having the ankles pushed, that in a way is an ankle stretch. So that's the way you want to kind of do a quick stretch. Now, we're going to go into detail on each of the events, all right? But once again, keep the kids moving. Now, some gyms give a water break or a little break every rotation. I don't like that, all right? It was kind of funny. Back when we were at the other gym, they would always do classes, and after every rotation, they would give the kids, all right, get a drink of water from the fountain. All right, run to your cubby and get a drink. So when I started classes, I started to eliminate that. So I would give them one in the middle, and then I would just get rid of it totally. And they would be like, oh, Coach John, we're so thirsty. And they're like, and I go like, yeah, I know. We're gonna get a drink soon. Don't worry. We gotta get ready for our challenge or our game and stuff. And after you get them used to it, guess what happened? Nobody asks for a drink or a water break, okay? We're inside a gym. It's air conditioned. We are not doing cardio or routines or activities that are constantly sweating and burning, all right? Gymnastics is rather a low impact, especially at the lower levels. They do not need a drink every hour. A human being can live for a couple days without drinking. So these kids will be fine, all right? Plus, if you give them more water, what does that mean? They want to go to the bathroom more, all right? We don't want them to go to the bathroom. So in general, start off with maybe one water break in the middle. So an hour, half hour, 45 minutes, 22.5, 2 hours, 1 hour. After that point, okay, get rid of it, all right? And you got to be clever. We want to get rid of the water breaks, okay? Water breaks are something we want to minimize. Now, obviously, they'll get tricky because then they'll say, oh, Coach John, can I go to the bathroom, right? And obviously, you know, going to drink her water. So you always politely just go, well, Susie, do you really need to go? Or can you wait a few more minutes, maybe after the game or challenge, or, you know, make something fun, you know? And they'll go, okay, I can wait. And then as they wait, they forget about it, all right? So I hate to say it, this is a little bit of psychology. It's a manipulative psychology, okay? But if you do this correctly and your class is fun, they will not go to the bathroom and they will not get a drink of water, all right? And what's great about that is that when they're done, they can go get a drink of water and go to the bathroom with their parents you know, and not during the class time. All right. And then you don't have to worry about the kid going to the bathroom, coming back, because sometimes what can happen? They can run out across the floor and get hit by, you know, Becky who's tumbling. So we really want to keep an eye on them. Now, the next big thing is if the kid is sick. That's always going to be the big one, okay? So if a kid is sick or not feeling well, like their neck hurts or something, or their elbow hurts, you know, have them sit down. You know, say, well, why don't you sit down while we're doing floor, you know, see how it feels. Give them a couple of minutes. You'd be surprised. Lots of times we have what we call the miracle cure. You know, especially if you do something fun. They'll literally pop up and start up again. So we definitely want to see that. Okay, we're going to cut today's meeting a little bit short because, as you know, there is a parents meeting, not a business meeting. But though technically it could be a business meeting. So I just wanted to go over that. So here's what your assignment is for next week. You're each going to make up a 5-minute, could be a little bit longer, 5-minute quick warm-up, okay? And here's the fun part. The rest of you are going to do it. So if Ellie Kim does it, then the rest of you are going to do it, and vice versa. 5 minutes. Don't go longer than 5 minutes. Then you're going to rate each other by how entertaining it was, by how productive it was, whether or not it hit all the major areas of stretch and stuff, and other factors. So you're going to rate and score. There's going to be a lot of peer judging on this because that way you can self-help and self-improve. And that's the way we want to be when we're working with young children. So real quick, any questions before we log off? All right. Has everyone been watching the videos, the training videos? All right, good. Watch them because remember, when we're in person this weekend, you're going to teach it. So if you're a cartwheel, you're going to teach cartwheel. And the other girls, pretend like you don't know it. Don't just do a beautiful cartwheel. Go like, should I put my other hand in front, coach? You know, give her a little trouble. Like, you know, say like, can I go to the bathroom? You know, try to make it a little tough for the instructor, okay? Because then you'll know what it's like my life for the last 30 years. All right, girls. Thank you so much. Have a good night. Okay, keep working hard. I'll talk to you tomorrow or later. Bye-bye.
Bye, Coach John.
Bye, girls.